The silent side of karma. When someone breaks your heart, the pain doesn't just hurt emotionally, it disturbs your sense of justice. You start wondering, why do I suffer while they seem fine? Why do they move on so easily? Psychology gives a powerful answer. Emotional consequences don't show immediately. They grow quietly. Karma is not a dramatic event. It doesn't come with loss, accidents, or public failure every time. Most of the time, karma works internally, through emotions, thoughts, and patterns that slowly shape a person's life. The person who hurt you may look confident, busy, or even happy. But what happens inside the mind is a very different story. Here are 5 deep psychological signs that karma has already started punishing the person who broke your heart. Sign 1, they lose their ability to feel inner peace. One of the first emotional consequences of hurting someone deeply is inner disturbance. When a person causes pain and avoids accountability, the brain does something dangerous, it suppresses guilt instead of resolving it. Suppressed guilt doesn't disappear. It transforms into emotional restlessness. Psychologically, this shows up as difficulty enjoying silence, constant need for distraction, feeling irritated without knowing why, emotional numbness during calm moments. They may keep themselves busy with work, people, social media, or entertainment. But the moment things slow down, discomfort appears. Why? Because peace comes from emotional alignment. And when someone violates their own emotional values, by betraying, abandoning, or emotionally damaging someone, the nervous system never fully relaxes. They might sleep. They might laugh. But deep peace becomes rare. This is karma working quietly. Sign 2, their relationships become shallow and unstable. Another major sign of karma is pattern repetition. When someone breaks a meaningful bond without self-reflection, they don't start fresh. They carry the same emotional habits into new connections. Psychology shows that unresolved emotional behavior repeats itself until it is corrected. So they may experience short-lived relationships, emotional disconnection even with new partners, frequent misunderstandings, lack of emotional depth. They might attract people who are emotionally unavailable, inconsistent, or insecure, because their own emotional system is now dysregulated. What looks like bad luck is actually emotional consequence. They didn't lose you only. They lost the ability to maintain stable emotional bonds. That loss follows them. Sign 3, your memory returns during their lowest moments. One of the most misunderstood parts of karma is memory. People think karma is regret. In reality, karma often appears as emotional recall. When someone hurts a person who loved genuinely, the brain stores that connection in a deep emotional layer. That memory doesn't stay active all the time, but it resurfaces during moments of vulnerability. This happens when they feel lonely, experience failure, face rejection, feel emotionally unsafe. At those moments, the mind brings back the memory of the person who once offered safety, care, or emotional stability. They may not reach out. They may not admit it. But psychologically, your presence becomes a reference point. Not because they want you back, but because something real was lost. And the brain remembers real connections. Sign 4, their emotional growth stalls while yours continues. Pain either matures a person or freezes them. You were forced to face pain, reflect, and heal. They avoided responsibility and emotional work. As a result, emotional growth paths diverge. Psychology shows that people who escape accountability often remain emotionally stuck at the age where the mistake happened. They repeat the same emotional reactions, the same defenses, the same relationship mistakes. You grow through self-awareness, emotional regulation, boundaries, self-respect. They remain stuck in blame, avoidance, emotional immaturity, fear of depth. Over time, this gap becomes visible. You evolve. They repeat. That stagnation is karma. Sign 5, they feel emptiness even when life seems good. This is the most painful and silent punishment. They might achieve things. A new relationship, attention and validation, social approval, external success. But internally, fulfillment doesn't arrive. Psychology calls this emotional emptiness after moral loss, when pleasure exists without meaning. Because when someone loses something genuine through their own actions, the brain struggles to attach fully again. Everything becomes temporary, replaceable, surface level. They may chase excitement, validation, or novelty, but nothing satisfies deeply. That emptiness isn't visible. But it's heavy. And it follows them. Why karma doesn't look the way you expect? Many people wait for karma to look like public regret, apologies, visible downfall. But psychology shows that karma works internally first. It changes how a person feels about themselves, connects with others, experiences peace, handles silence. The absence of peace is a powerful punishment. The most important truth you need to hear. The moment you stop watching for their karma, your healing accelerates. Your growth is not dependent on their suffering. Your peace is not delayed by their awareness. Psychologically, closure comes when you reclaim emotional control, not when they realize your worth. And here's the truth many don't talk about. People who hurt genuinely good people rarely escape emotional consequences. They may escape confrontation, but not internal experience. Message for you. You were hurt, but you grew. They caused pain, but they carry it. Karma doesn't rush. It doesn't announce itself. It works through emotional patterns, memories, and inner experience. Your job is not to wait. Your job is to heal. And when you do, that itself becomes the most powerful shift. If this video helped you understand emotional consequences, healing, and psychology after heartbreak, subscribe to Master Mindology for deep, honest relationship psychology content.